everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you guys a few tips that of things that I learned when I went to Disney World with my baby, with my toddler now. And so I wanted to just share this information with you guys because when I was doing my research on what to do in Disney, I didn't really find anything like this. And I believe this would have been very helpful, you know, planning my trip. So I'm just going to give you guys a little overview of how my day was and what I did to get ready or to survive and not go crazy. So my very first tip, and it's definitely going to be the most expensive thing that you could do, is stay in Disney property. Now, Disney does have different resorts for different budgets. So I believe the cheapest resort is about $100 a night, and it goes up from there to, you know, the Grand Floridian or the Animal Kingdom Lodge, where, you know, it's hundreds of dollars per night. Now, just staying in Disney property would make your life so much easier. Number one, you don't have to worry about transportation, just because once you get to the resort, all you have to do is park your car, and there's buses running to all parks, plus Disney Springs, which was Downtown Disney before. Now it's called Disney Springs, to all the water parks and other resorts, and it's all transportation wise, it makes it so much easier. Which was a big deal for us, just because if you get off a park too late, you don't want to drive to your hotel, and it's just easy for us, at least. Obviously, once you get to Disney, everything's provided for. The staff is just great. I did not encounter one person who was not happy with their job, and I loved it. I really enjoyed my stay in a Disney resort. We did end up staying at the Disney's Coronado Springs. Now, that resort is a little more than what any other hotel would be, but we were celebrating our anniversary, so we decided to splurge a little bit. The resort, I definitely recommend it. It's amazing. The staff is great. It's so beautiful, and it just reminded me of my country. So I love that resort. Together with that tip, I wanted to talk to you guys about the extra magic hours. If you stay in Disney property, you get to stay longer, or they sometimes open the parks earlier for different days. So, for example, the day that we went to the park that was open 2 hours longer was Epcot, and that is only for Disney guests. So if you don't stay in a Disney resort, you do have to leave at 9 o'clock at night, the park. If you do stay in a Disney resort, you get to stay there 2 extra hours, which to us was just amazing. We got to stay at Epcot a little bit longer. They do switch the days and the parks, so just make sure that the park that you choose to go to is open earlier or later the day that you go. So those two tips are together. Once you get to the park, okay, this is the part that it's very frustrating and overall made everything more stressful for us, was the fact that it rained half of the day that we were in Disney. Now, we were not prepared for that. I was too excited to be in Disney to check up on the weather forecast. So, you know, check the Weather Channel when you're there. But it rained half of the day. From the time that we opened our hotel room to the time that we were about to eat lunch, basically. What we tried to do, or we should have done actually, was bring umbrellas and ponchos for us and a stroller cover for the baby. Just because you get soaking wet. I could take the rain, my husband could take the rain, but my daughter, no. So I definitely recommend you guys bringing an umbrella and a poncho and a stroller cover. I believe they sell those at Babies R Us. Definitely bring that with you. If you decide to purchase it in Disney, you are going to pay more than $25. I'm just gonna say that. That's we paid more than that for what we bought. So it's not really worth it, but I mean, it's something that you can bring from home. That would make everything easier just in case it rains. And it always rains in Florida. Every time I've gone to Disney, it rains. So there's that. Together with that is the fact of people telling me what stroller I should bring to Disney. Now, my daughter does have 2 strollers. One that's like the big stroller, you know, with the back that flips over. It's just a big stroller. And then the smaller stroller that's more to like go to the park and this and that. Everybody was telling me to bring the small stroller, but I knew that it wasn't going to be a right idea for us, at least. Just because my daughter loves to take her naps and she loves to sleep comfortably, and I knew that if I brought the biggest stroller, even though it was going to be a pain in the butt for us, it was going to make her life easier and more comfortable. And in that perspective, it was going to make our life easier because she wasn't going to be crying all the time. So that's exactly what we did. We brought the big stroller with us, and it was amazing. She took her naps there. We were able to, you know, put the diaper bag underneath. It was just great. So if you're not able to bring either one of those strollers, if you have any, they do rent out strollers in Disney. I believe it's about $18 per park. Once you get to the park, you can ask at the guest services. But I mean, that's just if you can't bring your own stroller, which I definitely recommend to bring the stroller that fits your child. If your child is not, you know, crazy about their naps and they can handle a nap anywhere, just bring a small stroller, obviously. But if they're just like my daughter, no, bring this big stroller. It could be a pain in the butt to carry it around, but it would make your life easier. Obviously, that has a lot to do with being at the park and the heat and all of that. So when it comes to that, I actually brought, and you can see in my previous video, body wash and body lotion, like baby body wash and baby body lotion. And I brought that with me to Disney together with many washcloths. And every time that I would see her getting sweaty or just getting uncomfortable before or after her naps, or, you know, before she ate, anything like that, I would take her to the family restroom and I would just give her like a little sponge bath just to freshen her up. And I remember that it was maybe like 8 hours into Disney World, and we did that to ourselves, me and my husband. We just kind of like freshened up ourselves, and it felt so nice, just because once you're in Disney and you're outside in the Florida sun, it gets really hot. So bring body wash, bring body lotion, and washcloths just to freshen them up, and they will be great. Another thing would be, obviously, bring snacks and water. Everybody's gonna tell you that, and yes, please do bring snacks and water because they save lives. Another thing that I brought, just in case we had to wait long at a line, was small little coloring books that I found at the Target Dollar Spot. And they have like coloring books and stickers and crayons, and I brought like 3 or 4 of them with me. And I would just give them to her, and she would get entertained in case we needed to wait long for a ride or to meet a character. And obviously snacks and water. Bring plenty of snacks and water. Now when it comes to food, this is something that you do have to see how your family is, see the budget and all of that. But we decided to do character dining experience for my daughter to meet Mickey and his friends. Just because the waiting times are about more than 40 minutes to meet each character, and we decided to just knock that out once we were having lunch. So the character dining experience that we picked was the Tusker House in Animal Kingdom, and it's an African cuisine buffet, and it's just so delicious. And once you're having lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever, the characters come to you and, you know, they sign the autographs, they take pictures, and I was afraid that it was going to be a little rushed for me, that, you know, the characters would just come, sign, picture, boom, next table. But it wasn't like that. At least with us, it wasn't. They were giving us great experience, and, you know, they entertained my daughter so well. She was laughing and giggling, and just, she was having a great time. I remember Daisy Duck was one of the characters that we met that day at the buffet, and she stayed with my daughter for a really long time. I mean, my daughter would not let go of her, first of all, but she, like, it didn't seem like she was worried. Like, she was just going with it, and it gave us a great opportunity to meet some characters without having to wait a long time. So if you can, definitely make reservations for the character dining experiences. There's many of them at the parks and at different hotels. The ones that we wanted to get into, but sadly you have to make the reservations about 3 to 4 months ahead, are Cinderella's Royal Table, where you can meet the princesses. Obviously, Tusker House is at Animal Kingdom. Cinderella's Royal Table is in Magic Kingdom, by the way. They also have Chef Mickey's Buffet or Chef Mickey's Breakfast, something like that. And I believe that's in the Contemporary Resort or the Grand Floridian. It's either one of those. So they always have character experiences. They're great. I definitely recommend them. And it will save you a lot of time. Together with that, saving time, I want to talk about how we got to meet all the characters and how I got to go on certain rides. And what we did was we waited until, well, first we were in Magic Kingdom and we wanted to meet all the princesses. And what we had to do was basically wait until the nighttime parade started. Everybody goes to the Main Street. I mean, really, the people that stayed outside of Main Street are very few. So you have to take advantage of that. Go to, you know, wait until the nighttime. Everybody's on Main Street. And you can get to meet characters and you don't have to wait long. For example, to meet Cinderella and Rapunzel, the waiting time throughout the day was more than an hour. We waited less than 5 minutes. To meet Anna and Elsa, the waiting time is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours if you want to meet them throughout the day. But during the parade, it was 10 minutes. And obviously, the characters are much more relaxed because they don't have to go through, you know, all these people, this whole line of people. So the characters are very relaxed and they give you a great experience. And that's exactly what we were looking for. Obviously, if your kids are a little older, you can do certain rides if you don't want to see the parade, just because the rides are not going to be full either. So there you go, guys. Those are my tips on how to survive Disney. I hope that it helped you out. I hope that I mentioned something that you hadn't thought of. And if you guys have any tips, you can leave them down in the comments below and just let me know what was your best Disney experience if you've been to Disney, or if you haven't been to Disney. I definitely recommend you guys going to Disney, and tell me what it was one thing that you would like to do. So don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys on my next video. Bye!